With the Batman 2 coming out in 2027, there's already a lot of different reports coming out. For instance, we have Scarlett Johansson starring in this movie. And now recently we have Sebastian Stan joining the crew. And according to the Hollywood Reporter's Heat Vision newsletter, Sebastian Stan is expected to play Harvey Dent in the Batman 2, which is obviously going to lead to Two-Face. And I like this casting decision because if you look at Sebastian Stan in The Winter Soldier, he was evil at one time, he was good at another time, and he could showcase different personalities. And with Harvey Dent, he can be Harvey at times and Two-Face. So I think this choice by Matt Reeves in the DC studios was a good decision, in my opinion. And I think Sebastian Stan is going to do a great job portraying Two-Face. Now, he'll be Harvey Dent, I'm assuming, in the Batman Part 2. I don't think we'll see anything about him becoming Two-Face. I'm sure we'll see a journey of him going towards becoming Two-Face, but I believe they'll save that for Part 3. And I love the Batman Part 1. Now, my only criticism of that movie was Robert Pattinson's portrayal of Bruce Wayne. I think we can get more out of that character, but as the Batman, he was amazing. The story itself was really good with the Riddler being your first villain. I thought that was a good idea, given you don't want to just play your cards too early with the Joker. And you could save him later on, maybe a part 3, or maybe you just want to have him more involved in part 2. I'm just excited for these movies because it's a different version of Batman. And, hopefully they can do better with Robert Pattinson's portrayal as Bruce Wayne. But outside of that, the first movie was fantastic. You had, the Riddler involved. You had Falcone really being the mayor of Gotham City, which I thought was really cool. And then you had the Riddler take him out. It was just well played for a good start to this universe in Batman. So I'm looking forward to part 2 and seeing how the Batman really grows as a character because of all the scars he's had to deal with. And we'll see if they add a Robin. I don't know, because this will be his, I think, probably 4th or 5th year as Batman. I think in the first one, that was his 2nd year as Batman, if I'm not mistaken. Overall, I think it's going to be a great movie. You still have the Penguin involved. Obviously, his TV show I thought was fantastic. It was really gritty. And him as a villain, man, dude, he was insane. I mean, my goodness, I thought they've done a great job with that as well. So overall, I'm really excited for the Batman Part 2. And looking at just where DC is heading, we don't know about James Gunn. I hope things can work out with him. I really do, because I don't think we need to bring back the Snyderverse. I don't think it's a good idea. Let's just see how they cook up with this universe of DC and where it leads to. But I like the casting. Scarlett Johansson's involved. It's funny they're bringing some of the Marvel actors over to DC, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they take on these characters. We don't know who Scarlett Johansson is yet, but it is reported that Sebastian Stan will be Harvey Dent. There's not any more details beyond that, according to this article from Slash Film. So we can't say whether Stan will get to play the coin flipping menace in part 2 proper, or whether he'll be plain old Harvey for the majority of the film. I think it'll be Harvey Dent, because you don't want to put too much in the part 2 of the Batman. You want to keep things very simple. We've seen in the past when you put too many villains in a movie like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, there was too many things going on in that movie. I think you got to keep things very simple, just like you did in the first one. You had the Riddler, and then you had the end Falcone involved, and Penguin was a side character, but they kept things about the Riddler and his plan going forward. So don't overdo it and just keep things simple. And given the involvement of Johansson, as well as the expected return of Barry Cogan, I'm not sure if I said his name right, as a Joker, there may be too much going on for Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne to also deal with Big Bad Harvey. And I agree. I think you want to keep your story very simple. Don't overdo it. Tell a good story, entertain the fans. Maybe at the end of the movie, like they did with The Dark Knight, he becomes Harvey Dent. But I hope it's not a situation where we saw him as Two-Face, like in The Dark Knight, but then he dies. Don't kill him off. I think you got to keep these characters to live on. Now, I understand in that trilogy, they were only planning to make 3 movies. So with this universe, I don't know how many films they're going to make, but hopefully they don't take about, when's the Batman came out? I'm going to see that. I forget. I think it was like 2021 or 22, if I'm not mistaken. 2022. So it'll be 5 years before we get part 2. And I'm hoping part 3 doesn't take another 5 years, because then it's like, okay, Robert Pattinson's getting old, and you want to keep these films being pumped out. And I like this universe a lot. Is it perfect? No. But they've got a lot of potential here to keep building out what they want to do. And I think Matt Reeves is doing a great job. Hope you guys enjoy my thoughts on Sebastian Stan being in the Batman Part 2. If those reports are true, are you excited for him to be Harvey Dent? Are you looking forward to this movie? Love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.